Welcome back to the channel. Listed Ghost come back with another video, training video, and this is going to be brought to you by Direct Action Training Application Group. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that I really haven't covered or pretty much heard anybody else cover in training or a real world scenario, and that's going to be double doors, closed double doors that open outward. Typically we go over, or any other person you may see on the internet or probably going through a training course, you typically only get procedures and SOPs on closed doors, one door, open door, one door, but not two. So today we're going to be going over how you can go about negotiating this in a team setting. We're not going to be talking about long cover, rear cover, full security, and all this other stuff. We're just talking about different ways you can go about this. And we're not talking about hostage rescue. We're not talking about dynamic. And we're not talking about deliberate. Just different ways and methods that you can go about negotiating this depending on the movement of travel or the direction of travel. First thing that we're going to be doing on the approach is simply observing the door, observing the threshold. What type of door or doors do we have presented in front of us? What I see is hinges left, handle right, handle left, hinges right. Now, if I can see the hinges, more than likely, I'm going to assume that this door is an outward opening door. If I couldn't see the hinges, I would assume that it is an inward opening door. Now, I have established that this is going to be a double door that opens outward. Now, depending on the type of mission set and everything that you're doing, you may be number one, you may be a breacher. I don't know. I'm going to show you different ways on how you could go about this, probably the most effective way to make sure that the mission gets accomplished to your liking. Now, everyone has their own SOPs and standards, and you all are going to do whatever you want to do, but this is what I think is the best way of negotiating this. So if we're going to be number one, approaching the door, I see it's an outward opening door, double doors. Opening it from here is not advantageous because I have to, one, there's going to be a delay. Two, while there is a delay, I have to get around this door, then try to make entry. That's too much time that is being wasted, and it is not advantageous for what we need to do. Remember, there's a team behind you. Now, if I am the number one or a designated breacher, I may just pie over to the other side, get the confirmation, open the door for the rest of the team, and they flow in. Now, if I'm that number one man or I end up trying to breach, which I don't understand why you would be in the way, but once again, SOPs are different. I come here, team is ready. I'll open the door for the team behind me. This is not good. Why is it not good? Well, I thought you never asked. It's the same thing if you were the number one man trying to make a pull and go entry into the room. We're not pulling and going. We're trying to open the door for the rest of the team. This is one, there are people that are behind me or around me that are going to have to get around me, and there's going to be a delay. Now, not only do they have to get around me, they have to wait and get around this door as I open it. And I have to reiterate, we can talk about deliberate, dynamic, hostage rescue, and all this other stuff, but just simply what makes the most sense for whatever the situation is, doing it that way, it's a no-go in my book. Real time, if I'm number one, I'm pulling and going, opening up that furthest door from me to the right, and I'm just gonna make entry. If I'm gonna be the designated breacher, I'm pieing across, getting that confirmation, open the door, the rest will flow. Now, if the direction of travel is in the opposite direction, let's just say we're that number one man, depending on what the mission is, I'm choosing to pull and go, the furthest outer door, which would be the left side of the double doors, not the right side, because if I'm pulling and going, I have to get around and do some crazy, nasty things that isn't probably the smartest. So once again, get the confirmation to go, pull and go, make entry. Now, like we said before, if I am the number one or the designated breacher, I'm gonna come across, get that confirmation, open the door, the team will flow inside. There's going to be people in the comments saying, oh, I'll never turn around and turn my back to a closed door or down a hallway. Listen, we're not talking about where the security is. We're not talking about long cover. We're not talking about sectors of fire. We're talking about negotiating, or how we can negotiate a double door that is closed. I understand there are different SOPs. You may have different SOPs and it might not align to what I just showed you. This is just a way, it's not the way. I'm showing you something that I like to do that makes the most sense for what I'm doing. Now, if you have a different SOP that helps your mission set, then absolutely, then you do it that way. This is just for people who are looking for knowledge to build upon the other things that they probably have never been presented with. That's all it is. But hopefully you all liked the video. If you did, subscribe, like, comment. I already know they're gonna go crazy in the comments. And just stay tuned for another video later.